What's up guys, and welcome back to my very first visual novel within. You can find this on Steam. It is free, so be sure to download it if you are into this kind of stuff. And a quick little recap of what happened in the last episode. Well, not too much has happened, but we did actually get to know a bit about the character here. Her name is Vinty. She's kind of living a rough life, and she does have a dream of being a calligrapher. She lives by herself in a 2-room apartment. She claims it's 2 rooms, but I believe it's just 1. And that's pretty much all we know so far. So I'm doing this in like 2 parts here. I've done the first part, of course, and decided to continue on. So I'll try and get everything done within this episode, and we'll try and hopefully find out more about this young girl named Vinty. So let's continue on. Let's not waste any more time. And this is where I left things last time. Oh wait, we don't want to place save file. Can we continue? Return. So yeah, this is where I left things off in the last episode. We had the opportunity here to persevere or to run. Now, my memories have faded a little bit, so I'm not really sure what we're ranting about or whatever. So I guess I'll just go with run right now. So we'll see where this leads us to. Actually, I'm going to go with persevere because I'm more of a calmed guy. So I'm going to go with persevere here. Alright, I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. See, what she's doing now, she's actually trying to sell her calligraphies on the street. So it's not really sounding too good right now. It sounds like he's not really satisfied with her work, but we'll see what's going on. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall, even if you gave me them for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. So yeah, kind of what I assumed was going on. ... Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. Alright, attack restrain. Okay, we can't really go attacking him in public, so we'll restrain ourselves here. We'll be the bigger person. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off, determined to prove him wrong. I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer would be a waste of time. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew that man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing, yet if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled in my eyes and I clenched my fists to hold him back. Speaking of tears, I heard a big kid crying within the crowd. Looked like he had lost a child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot him glances, but none of them offered more than that. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphies to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but that would mean being late for my job. Alright, ignore the kid or help the kid. Well, things can't really get any worse, so I guess we'll just help the kid. Alright, we'll see where this leads us to. If I judged others for abandoning a child, but did the same myself, I would be a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. So it's really cool how you can kind of choose your own path in this visual novel. Then again, we did choose a certain path in the first episode, and it kind of led us to like a game over. So I'm not sure if every decision is costly, but it's cool how it does give you the opportunity to make the choice. But anyway, there, it's okay. Did you lose mummy? The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed a nod at last, and I whispered good boy into his ear. What's your mummy's name? Hungry. Her name is Hungry? The boy's tummy growled and I realized what he meant. Oh well, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. I want ice cream. Hey kid, ice cream is more of a dessert, actually. I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt in his shirt. Jessie, the boy said. That's mummy's name. Jessie, I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever, enough to make me blush. In fact, maybe I should try shouting Jessie at random the next time I sold my calligraphies. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Yes, I knew my shift started half an hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried towards us. She ran past the red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. Mummy! The boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed towards me. Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful, just wonderful. The taunt of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyone would have done the same thing. Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know, the mother said. Actually, there is something I need help with. The mother nodded. Anything in my power, miss. Well, which way back to the train station? Alright, I'm really enjoying this so far. Hopefully you guys are too. But yeah, the sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Vinty for a reason. Miss Vinty! The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan. Yeah, not too stealthy. Sorry I'm late. I wanted to explain, but my boss glared at me and my tongue slurred out a bunch of syllables. My explanation was in there somewhere. Probably. Maybe. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being here during such a busy period. In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Well, at one point, I locked myself inside a toilet and screamed into the bowl. I also might not have fantasized about dunking my workmates' heads in the toilet. That was for me alone to know though. At least I earned my paycheck and needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for the month after that, we would see when the time came. All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pursuing me toward finding a second job. On my way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel named Princess Area. The game had long been hyped on every forum I knew. Amazing art along with a cast of famous voice actors. The writer and composer were big names too. For Princess Area to have an ad this big, there must be a lot of money put behind the project. The way this banner hung high gave me a sense it was extra important. Bright light shone on the princess' face to impress potential players. Yes, that was what I really needed. If I had a banner like that, no doubt people would line up to buy my calligraphy. I could already imagine how folks would react as I walked along the streets. Hey, I think that was Vinty. Wow, no way, you mean that famous calligrapher I see on all those banners? Yeah, she must be really good. Maybe we should ask for her autograph. My agent would then stop and speak on my behalf. Please line up in an orderly fashion, everyone. How much for an autograph? Shut up and take my money. My agent nodded in response. Autographs are available for $100, thanks. That would be $100, thanks. The game shop's owner said, Princess Area costs twice what I had predicted. If I bought the game, I would have too little left for rent. I opened my wallet hoping I might have more cash on hand than I realised. Turned out, I had less actually. I hung my head and the storekeeper sighed. His arched brows pressured me into buying a game. I did ride 3 trains to get here, might as well pick up something. I told the shopkeeper how much money I had, and he shook his head. The store owner pulled out a different game from under his table. He brushed away the dust in it so I could see the cover. The title read Sunflower War. Some visual novel about the battlefield. So if you guys don't remember, I believe we actually saw like a poster of this in a bedroom of this Princess Area. I think so anyway. When it was that little scene with her in her apartment, I think we actually saw something which resembled that. But I'll be sure to look back myself and try and confirm that. But anyway, copyright 1997, the bottom read, no wonder it was so cheap. Art by Intermouse, whoever the heck that was. I think Intermouse was actually behind this visual novel here. The front cover would fit perfectly in a kindergarten classroom. I flipped the case to see what was highlighted on the back. This game supported up to 6040 by 4080 resolution, truly the pinnacle of technology. The shopkeeper grimaced. He must have sensed I wanted to say no. His stare made my palms stain with sweat, and I ended up buying the game. Dealing with folks like that always had been a weakness of mine. Reminds me to never visit this store again. Oh god, my bad. Alright, on to the next. See, I used to be like that. I used to get like pressured into buying something if I felt I was in there for too long. With heavy strides, I returned to my apartment. 0 calligraphy sales, late for work and with rent, topped off by blowing cash on some game I had no interest in. What I really wanted to play was Princess Area. Forcing myself to suffer anything else would just upset me further. Play, sleep. Do we really want to play this? I guess sleeping would be the best thing to do, but we'll play it. Hey, you never know, this could be a decent game. I did spend money on Sunflower War, might as well give it a go, but they left me pretty drained, so this relic of a game would do a good job putting me to sleep. I switched to my laptop and inserted the disc, which I partly hoped would fail to load from old age. Too bad it worked just fine. No doubt a lot of people were loving Princess Area right now. Meanwhile, here I was, enjoying the 6040 by 4080 godsend. No voice acting either. These illustrations look like they were done by a child. I would be better off closing my eyes and imagining my own artworks. The grass reached up to our knees. As I read along, I painted an image of a scene in my head. The plants rustled as we waded through. We paused once every few steps, fearing there might be snakes hiding among the bushes. Somehow we managed to survive the evening. The sun surged from beyond the horizon, outlining the earth with an orange glow. Slowly, the blue sky emerged and vanquished the darkness that had haunted us. As light bathed the soil, I found myself in a field of sunflowers. I had imagined this place to look far more terrifying, but anxiety had merely been playing tricks on me. I drew a deep breath to savour the morning fragrance. In the distance, birds chirped as if applauding our survival. I could see it. Not only that, but touch, hear and smell too, an experience crafted by my imagination. The image rivaled the strokes of any artist, and it belonged to me alone. This fulfillment inspired me to take things further. The blast of gunfire deafened us as we dove behind the wall. A bullet whizzed past the tip of my helmet. Sam had passed his helmet onto me with a dying breath. I would carry on her legacy. The desert heat pinched sweat out from every pore. I desperately wanted to empty this water bottle down my throat, but with no help in sight, I must conserve every drop. Joe's eyes closed, this time never to reopen. Despite our promise to survive together, only I managed to live. How I wished I could take her place. I finished reading Sunflower War right as the clock struck 3 AM. How so many people had missed the classic left me dumbfolded. Actually, that would be a lie, as I too had every intention of tossing this game aside. I kept demanding excitement without offering an ounce of passion in return. If I played my part, I might be able to discover so much more. As Sunflower War's credits rolled, I realised just how small the development group was. The team probably knew that they stood no chance against the bigger studios, yet they still did their best with dated technologies to deliver a vision they believed in. The happiness they felt when working on the project poured out of every line in this game. I could gaze right into their heart, the thing I had long neglected. Well, she looks happy. Or is this someone else? Mummy! Daddy! Vinty! What is it, darling? Look, it's my calligraphy. Honey, it's calligraphy. But that's great. I think you have a lot of talent. Oh, so I think it's like a flashback or something. This is so much fun. I'm going to become a calligrapher. I had forgotten the last time I found joy in calligraphy. Every stroke these days felt like a grocery chore. All I obsessed over was how much, or rather how little, people paid attention to my efforts. My works no longer possessed heart, and I failed to notice it. Time to do something about that. I could hardly wait to start. After all, I chose this path because I loved it. And I believe that may be the end of this visual novel. So yeah, it does... Okay, there's still more, my bad. The next day, I ventured outside with a new set of calligraphies. Though I made no sales thus far, I still found myself beaming. That might explain why some people smiled back. Perhaps it was the weather, but I swore everyone felt warmer today. Mummy, there she is, the ice cream lady. A boy dragged his mother in my direction. It was that kid I helped out yesterday. The mother and I exchanged nods. Honey, the lady has a name. It's rude to call her the ice cream lady. What's her name then? Oh my, it's, well, sorry, what is it? It's Vinty. The mother slapped her boy in the back. See? Her name is Miss Vinty. Mummy, can we buy one of those doodles from the ice cream lady? Doodle must be another word for the top of the line calligraphy. No other explanation could restrain me from shaking the brain out of this boy. My name was nowhere inside the little brain, anyway. The mother checked her wallet, and her face scrunched up the way mine often did. All good, madam. I knew how it felt to be living on the edge of being homeless. Please, the boy nagged on. This showed why I would never have kids. The mother relented at last and bought one of my works. Guess the boy wanted to repay my kindness. I gave his hair a ruffle as thanks. After flashing his missing tooth with a grin, he pulled his mother back into the crowd. Well, at least I scored marks than yesterday. Better marks than yesterday. Another man strode towards me. Wow, I was on the roll now. With my heart on my side, my fame and fortune had arrived. Clean my shoes, peasants. Hey, it's you again, the man said. Oh, the troll from yesterday. I claimed my thoughts to avoid causing a scene. Maybe the guy came to apologise. Even a creep like him must know how rude he had been. Yes, my aura had cleansed him of all evil thoughts. Go on, empty your wallet at my greatness. Wow, these new scribbles are even worse than the ones you brought last time. Oh dear. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. Crazy calligrapher dubstep remix with original. Somehow I had turned into an internet celebrity. Top comment. Damn, snap! Okay, wow, she went full crazy. Triangle mouth at 07 Illuminati. She'd be like, why you no buy? Okay, this is actually very realistic because these are the kind of comments you actually see on YouTube these days. But more like this might be a good time to look for that second job. Thank you for playing, and there we go, guys. So I guess there's like a little story involved here. Stick to what you love, and you never know what may happen. You could be an internet success like Miss Vinty here, but overall, this was really enjoyable. It has some really funny dialogue. It was very short overall, but I thought it was a great way to start my like visual novel beginning, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Please be sure to give a thumbs up if you did. And if there's any other visual novels you guys would love to recommend or like to see me play, but just let me know down in the comments below and I'll be sure to get on it right away. So until next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching and hope to see you all next time. See ya.